I always got to do something.
Recording in progress.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. Okay, I think this is live, but it's telling me to... There we go. That was crazy. Okay, I gotta put this picture up. I got a picture that motivates me. I got that right there. Yeah, I got my glasses on. They are not glare friendly because I got this light here. But I kick butt in these glasses, and I plan on getting it in tonight. Cool. How y'all doing? Y'all ready to roll? Y'all ready to roll? All right, y'all ready to roll? Let's rock. Here we go. Today is Sunday, April 24th, 2022. Guess what we talking about today? Decoding and breaking all unwanted addictions with one word. Now again, all. Because some people think you only have like one addiction. So you know what I like to do. My show intentions are to eradicate or to dramatically decrease the number one root cause of addiction. So the definition of addiction that I'm going with. You ready? All right, let me fix that one too. All right. The addiction definition: the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. The fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. Now, addiction is treatable chronic medical disease. So it's a treatable chronic medical disease involving complex interactions. Now, again, I'm giving y'all the medical term, but complex interactions is spirituality and many other things, and energy and vibrational work and the mind. But again, involving complex interactions among brain circuits, genetics. So again, your genetics, the environment, and an individual's life experiences. That's a lot. Yeah, addiction is a lot. It's a lot. So, do you want to focus on that? Let's focus on the root cause. So, we'll work from the seed out. So, the root cause of so-called addiction is self and outside forces. Or is it? Because in Western culture, our addictions are mass-produced daily. What do you mean? Well, Western culture not only studies your addictions under the titles of science, education, marketing, advertising, PR, and a few other names that we don't have time to list, but they play on our so-called addictions with imagery, video, literary means, and audio marketing efforts. So since this is Sunday bars, if you're tired, here's an energy bar for you. And again, I'm going to use a biblical perspective. So through my research over the years, I liked this guy named Pastor Tony Evans. He said the biblical term for addiction is called a stronghold, which is the spiritual nature of the actual addiction. Okay, Jason, so you ain't playing. You talking about the spiritual nature of addiction? Yeah. We're not going to break it. This is not a 12-step program and let's just tell everybody how great they are. No, we're going to kill the essence of addiction. We're going to really get in. This coffee's not as hot anymore. So I was really like keeping my fingers crossed like, man, I'm about to burn my mouth on this live. It wasn't that hot. So I'm going to say this again. The biblical term for addiction is stronghold. which is the spiritual nature of the actual addiction. So let's analyze the two compound words of the actual word stronghold. Strong, hold. Okay? So remember scary movies when the villain would have a strong grip or a strong hold on the person they were trying to kill? Did you want to get that close when you were watching those movies? Like, man, if my arm was grabbed like that, I could get away. No, you didn't. You didn't want to get that close because you know a strong hold is hard to get out of, right? So how can one reverse any addiction? Here we go. Without knowing and defeating the spiritual nature of it. So again, without knowing that you have an addiction, and without knowing how to kill the energy or spiritual, because again, I don't believe in spirituality. Well, the energy nature of it, or the vibrational nature of it, whatever invisible substance that you believe in, addiction has that connected to it. And hopefully, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully, I can relay that within this presentation. So, again, this is just a spooky disclaimer for all the Jason trying to go spooky again with that spirituality. This is the spooky disclaimer that just bear with me. It might sound spooky for a little bit, but just watch the whole movie and then grade me on it. All right. So again, back to Tony Evans. He said, which again, this is the perfect setup to how I want to kill addiction. He said, in your kitchen, whether you have a refrigerator, a stove, an electric can opener, or a toaster, whatever appliance you have, all of them are different. Jason, that's not deep. I know it's not deep. That's why I'm purposely walking slow, because again, if you get this, you can literally be like, oh, you just broke addiction down to one. In your kitchen, whether you have a refrigerator, a stove, electric can opener, a toaster, whatever appliance you have, all of them are different, right? But all of them find power from the same source, electricity. Okay? Regardless of your addictions, it would take us forever to talk about this addiction, that addiction, this other addiction, because they all come by the dozens. But I would like to submit to you that they all emanate, here we go, they all emanate from one common source. Just like all those kitchen appliances used electricity to work. Jason, hold on. Are you saying we have this addiction, that addiction, that addiction? Just like in the kitchen, you have a refrigerator, a stove, electric can opener, a toaster. We have that addiction, that addiction, that addiction, this appliance, this appliance. Yep, here we go. So you got them all here and you got them all here. Yep, watch this. All of those kitchen appliances need electricity. What does addiction need to live or not live? Okay, so if we can get to the common source, we can apply the duality to the current source that is feeding our unwanted addictions. Can you say that one more time? Because that did sound like it made sense. So if we can get to the common source, we can apply the duality to the current source that is feeding our unwanted addictions. Yeah. This is the issue. The issue is illegitimate bondage. So you heard of legitimate, man. Y'all legit. We legit. Illegitimate bondage must have a spiritual understanding to create a full release from it. You don't want to get out of jail, or you don't want to go to prison and be on probation. You want a full release. Pause. Shout out to Dame Dash. So an addiction is a spiritually based trap that wants to make you its slave. Here we go. So addiction is a spiritually based trap that wants to make you its slave. And if you are a slave, then that automatically gives you a master. Let's call it your sin master, which is your spin master. They got you going in circles like that old school Friends of Distinction song. My spin master got me going in circles, looking. I told you I was going to do that. Okay, here we go. So being a slave to a master is wrong, right? Watch this. Being a slave to a master that you know about is wrong, right? Yeah. Now imagine being a slave to a stronghold or an addiction and not knowing who your master is. Jason, I need some more biblical references. Okay, here we go. The Apostle Paul, he struggled with something he couldn't shake. He couldn't shake it. In Romans chapter 7, verses 4, in Romans chapter 7, verses 14 to 24, Paul said he was doing things that he did not want to do. He was even talking to himself, saying he should not do it. He said his will was there, but his ability to pull it off was not there. And if it was there, it was on a low level. So we don't know that beating addiction is challenging, especially when addiction is all around us. We can't look at addiction like it's one thing. Do you know someone that is addicted to being right and checking leaders? I'm going to say this again. Do you know somebody that's addicted to being right and checking leaders? You can't just let anybody hang around you in your circle, because they may begin to think that they may think that they're you. They will. Or at least they have your abilities and some of your superpowers. So Peter told Jesus in Matthew 16:22, check this out. And again, this is the only reason I'm saying this to y'all, because y'all want to hear scriptures y'all ain't heard before or in this context. So in Matthew 16:22, Peter took Jesus and began to rebuke him. Watch how he rebuked him. He said, "Be it far from thee." And then he said, "Lord." So he's rebuking him, but he ends with Lord. Does that even sound right? Hey, Lord, you need to slow down. Okay, because again, I didn't get that. So again, Peter began to rebuke him, saying that, "Far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee." But watch how Jesus responded, because some of y'all scared to respond like that, even though y'all want to be Christ-like. Jesus said in Matthew 16:23, but he turned. I don't know what way Jesus turned. I'm just acting this out. But he turned and said unto Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense to me. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of man." So basically, like, shut up being scared around humans, around me, and then calling me Lord. What's wrong with you, dude? So again, Peter, let me ask you a question. Did Jesus call Peter Satan, or was he talking to the Satan energy that was going into Peter? Here's the answer. I'm starting off like this for a reason, and then I'm going to end with this. Here's the answer to all addictions. And again, I'm giving you a biblical reference because I know that's what y'all wanted. So I'm giving y'all biblical references. And then y'all eat the meat, spit out the bones. Tell me what y'all think about it. John 8:31 and 32. And again, I'm giving you the answer to all addictions, and then I'm going to qualify it. And the answer to all addictions is John 8:31 and 32. Then said Jesus to those Jews who believed on him. Here we go. I want anybody to argue with me with this. If ye continue in my word. So let's stop just there. if ye continue. Continue is like working out. Watch this. I work out. No. Continue. Day after day, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. You ain't talking about nothing like that. But just imagine if you continue to work out like that. If ye continue in my word. Well, I read it time to time. I'm just, according to the scripture, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. Jason, you said the cure of all addictions. I just said 32 though. Jason, verse 32 better be deep, man, because I'm already can shut you down. I'm like, you can't shut this down. Okay, here we go. Verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It didn't say real estate would make you free. It didn't say money would make you free. It didn't say Jordans would make you free. It didn't say a great physique would make you free. It didn't say brushing your teeth would make you free, even though brushing your teeth would make you freer. I'm not even looking at you. So, how do you argue with that? The truth shall make you free. Good night, New York. The truth shall... That's really broad. But again, falsehood is pretty broad. So, since the duality of truth... So remember, duality, up, down, boy, girl, dry, wet, skinny, fat, good, evil, God, devil, nothing, something. Duality, the opposite. Since the duality of truth seems to be continually practiced for some people, not all people, that means the duality of falsehood must be continued to be set free from any untruthful strongholds that come with it. I'm going to say this again, because again, there's no easy, give me what, let's mix a potion together. What do you put in your water to get rid of addictions? Well, you put this in your water. You ready? Since the duality of truth seems to be continually practiced for some people, the duality of falsehood. Falsehood is connected to addictions. So the duality to falsehood, the opposite of falsehood, which is truth, must be continued to be set free from any untruthful strongholds that come with it. You will only be saved by the truth and not what you believe is true. I'm going to say that again. You will only be saved by the truth and not what you believe is true. Nobody cares about that. Say hypothetically I don't believe in the law of gravity. The law of gravity does not care that you don't believe in the law of gravity. Just trying to give you some help. So, staying consistent and abiding in universal truths and all truths is the cure for any and all of your addictions. Good night, New York. Nope. So I'm going to qualify that. But even though it really is over, but we can go deeper into that because many people think that they can fix the third dimension, the flesh, to fix the third dimension, which is the flesh in nature. Stop playing. Many people that they think they can fix the third dimension with their flesh, and again, they want to fix the third dimension, which is really their flesh in nature. That ain't nothing but chaos. But again, here go the biblical scriptures for y'all. Ephesians 6:12. Because again, flesh in nature. But Ephesians 6:12 says, for we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. Heavenly places. Heavenly places. While you still trying to get earth popping. According to that scripture. The flesh can't fix the flesh only. The flesh can't fix the flesh only. So, the haters want to talk, and the hater says, well, we can, because when you take away the haters' talking points, they still want to talk. So, the hater said, well, at least we can. It was like this, too. You go laugh. You know when people talk like this, when they be grabbing the air? At least we can have make our own New Year's resolutions. And I was like, what are you grabbing? You trying to grab my air or grab my energy? So I snatched my energy back from her, and I said, the flesh can't fix the flesh only. I didn't do it like that. I did it like, I think we supposed to do it like that, like an overhand grab. But let's qualify that. Because again, some people, don't believe in spirituality, don't believe in energy, don't believe in vibrational work or whatever you want to call it. Again, this is another bar from Pastor Tony Evans. He said his grandmother, she used to have a scrubbing board to wash everybody's clothes in the house. And it would take her days and even weeks to do everybody's laundry. Watch this. Imagine doing laundry for days and weeks. Now, you got other obligations, but again, imagine days and weeks of laundry. Thanks to technology, we have access to washers and dryers now. Very nice ones, right? So imagine your grandmother breaking her hands every week and every day scrubbing clothes when a state-of-the-art washer and dryer was in her house. We would be dumbfounded to why she's deciding to make the washing process so hard when it can be so easy, right? Would you agree? Uh-oh, was that a setup, Jason? Yes, that was a setup. So this is what your energy self, your spiritual self, your higher self, the best version of you, whatever term of endearment that you want to call yourself, that energy is saying to you, why are you trying to fight physical addictions with physical solutions only? That's your washer and dryer. That's your washer and dryer, L. You out here scrubbing with grandma. So, stop scrubbing with grandma. And we need to understand that we don't abide in truth. These are bars right here. We don't abide in truth. We visit it. Many of believers of whatever faith they believe in won't remember what was said that Sunday on the next Sunday. Is only going to church or on Sunday to do spiritual work, is that diet church? Is that diet church? I'm just asking. That was just a question. I'm asking for a friend. Forgot to ask y'all. Is only going to church on Sunday to do spiritual work, diet church? Now, watch this. How hard is falsehood? And tell me about falsehood's manners. Well, falsehood shows up whatever time it wants without ever calling nor ever being concerned what you got going on. Falsehood. Think about it. When does falsehood come in your life? I don't know. Because like I just said, falsehood shows up whatever time it wants without ever calling, hey, this is falsehood. I'm about to come through and ruin your life. And it is never concerned about what you got going on. So abiding in truth would actually make you prepare for those falsehood show-ups, pop-ups. It's popping up. So today we live in a world full of information, but very little truth. We got a lot of information. So we tend to appeal to our feelings. Yeah, that are changing all the time. And we appeal to our reason. Yeah, which can be and which is uncertain. Well, we like to appeal to our moral instincts. Yeah, which is different from person to person. It's time for us to only focus on going higher in God's mind. And addiction can only be beat with consistently knowing the truth about it. So when you are ready to quit, you know the best ways to do so from your research. So again, it's time for us to only focus on going higher in God's mind, and addiction can be beat with constantly knowing the truth about it. Will they still drinking? Are they still? By constantly knowing the truth about it. Will they still doing it? I don't care what they still doing. By constantly knowing the truth about it, so when they are ready to quit, they or you know the best ways to do so from there or your research. Oh, okay, I get it. So you're just saying build up truth. Okay, go back to John 8:31-32, please. I thought you said you believed in the Bible. Yeah, I do, but you talking about build up truth. Okay, go back to John 8:31-32. Then Jesus said to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed. 32 is where I'm talking about the truth. And ye shall know the truth. And what the truth gonna do? And the truth shall make you free. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Can truth make you quit your so-called addictions? Well, again, let's look at addictions. The definition we rocking with is the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. So, what's the definition of truth? The quality or state of being true. That's super plain and simple. So, can truth make you quit? Let's look at the word quit. So-called addictions. Well, there's 3 to 4 types of addictions to focus on. Number 1 is emotional addictions. That's your feelings, the validation and acceptance. Oh my God, I'm addicted to being accepted. That's the emotional addictions, number 1. Number 2, your spiritual addictions, or addicted to running away from or losing to the energies of family generational curses. So we'll start there before that building got energies, man, your family got energies. So your spiritual addictions is, a lot of us can be addicted to losing generational curses. But if you're like one of those, I'm the first one in my family this, I'm the first one in my family that, you're the trendsetter. You're trying to break free of those generational curses. So everybody in your family, everybody in your tribes can do that. Number 3, physical addictions. Sleeping, chaos, money, drugs, sex, poverty, wealth, laziness, low self-esteem practices, social media likes and views, driving or fixing things. Driving or fixing things. You can be addicted to fixing things. Oh my God, I just gotta fix everything. Yeah, addictions are bad. No, there's healthy addictions. You could be addicted to becoming more valuable to people that you cherish the most. You could be addicted to discipline. You could be addicted to health. You could be addicted to time management. You could be addicted to project management. You could be addicted, watch this, you could be addicted to accountability. Imagine a world addicted to accountability. Yeah, I did it like that. I did it. Yep. That was me. Yeah, I broke that cup. I broke the cup. It was me. Teamwork is a healthy addiction. You could be addicted to great decision making. You could be addicted to studying. You could be addicted to improving. You could be addicted to working out the right way. You could be addicted to cleaning the right way. I didn't say the neat freakies, the neat freaky, but cleaning the right way, reading the right way. You could be addicted to peace. Remember, you can create healthy and balanced addictions to things, realities, and people that add to your healthy. That adds to my healthy. Now, let's focus on the 2 types of quitters. The definition of quitter: a person who gives up easily. That sounds negative. Or does not have courage or determination to finish a task. That sounds negative, because a huge misnomer is no one likes a quitter. Me, I say, well, thanks to duality, it depends on what they're actually quitting. Quitter number one. Now, this is funny. I'm playing around with this one, but this is funny. I broke it down into 3 possible categories according to your life. These quitters. So again, I named it 3 possible categories of these type of quitters. You're not going to get it into the 3rd one. So number 1, the cooler vegan quitter. You like the cooler vegan quitter? I'm telling you, you're not going to get it to number 3. Number 2, the frozen veggies quitter. The frozen veggies quitter. Here we go. You're about to get it. And the most famously known fast quitting style is the cold turkey approach. Look at all the meat eaters. Yeah. I know what cold turkey means. Yeah. Quitting cold turkey. Yeah, I had to say meat for you to understand that quitting style. So at this point, you're completely done. So what would a cold turkey schedule look like to your addiction? Oh no, I ain't never quit cold. I didn't ask you how you quit something. I did not ask you that. Stop being like that. Stop answering phantom questions. I said, what does a cold turkey schedule look like? Jason, you trying to do magic? Yes. You telling me to call things that are not as though they were. You telling me to write it out. Write out a schedule like I'm really going to live it and practice trying to live it. Yep. So what would a cold turkey schedule look like? Well, Jason, I don't eat meat. Well, what would a cooler vegan or a frozen veggies schedule look like? Since you would not be partaking in your own addictions anymore. Make your supreme schedule and add in your cold turkey schedules or whatever again you want to call it. And make that world, because it's a world you're creating. Make that world your daily goal to work for. But so-and-so posting pictures of, so what? That schedule is going to change your life, and you're going to do that before you be in competition with anybody you're looking at on social media. Make your supreme schedule and add in your cold turkey or your frozen veggies or your cooler vegan schedule. And make that world your daily goal. And you're going to fail on some days. Some days you're not going to get it. Some days you are not going to get it. Who cares? You're trying to live a cold turkey day of your addictions. And then some people are like, Jason, please, you must be out of your mind. What's quitter number 2? And I'm going to say, well, quitter number 2 is it's a process quitter. And this quitter likes to take steps towards quitting. But these are 2 quitters that are wonderful people because, again, nobody likes a quitter, but I like these quitters to depend on what you're quitting. So one way to beat an addiction, you got to know what time to do it. You got to know what time to beat your addictions. How many times, a second, a minute, an hour, a day, a week, a month, are you doing the addictions? Or, watch this, or being tempted by the addictions? Because you could be over the addictions, but okay, what time are you being tempted by them? Number 2, again, I'm trying to reiterate this. Create a counter schedule that is the complete opposite of your addiction schedule. So I don't care what you're addicted to that you're trying to beat. Create a schedule of it. Yeah, I do my addiction at that time. I do my addiction at that time. I do my addiction. And be real. Write that out. See it. And then create a counter schedule that is the complete opposite of your addiction schedule and put them up against each other to see your daily progress or your daily declines in progress. Trust me, it works. 2022 is not the time to be addicted to the group think. I'm going to say this again. 2022 is not the time to be addicted to the group. I want to fit in with the group. You must be out of your mind. Many of today's group activities are very, very wrong. Watch this. What group you talking about? You must be out of your mind. You think I'm going to say that right now? And again, according to the law of duality, if I say up, that's going to offend everybody who supports down. And if I say right, everybody who supports left is going to get mad. So group activity is very, very wrong. So being a leader amongst your peers, older people, people inside and outside your culture, and younger people, especially if they are going in the wrong direction, watch this, will allow you to be on the right side of history. Here we go. The right side of history. Here we go. How do you get on the right side of history? Oh my God, they letting us get away with all this. They're doing that for a reason. If you are getting away with anything that you would normally, your ancestors, or you would normally not get away with, it's a setup. You know why? Because the rug is going to be pulled from these are all traps. These are all traps. These are all traps. Interview somebody who used to be famous and they'll tell you. Or interview older people and again, they'll tell you, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did that. If you're older and you're saying I shouldn't have did that, I shouldn't have did that, versus, man, I really feel accomplished. I really feel fulfilled. I'm glad I did that. We did that. We did that. That's more of a right side of history statement. Beat addiction by playing defense first. I like to score. Beat addiction by playing defense first. When you're playing defense first, you got to know who you guarding. So I can do a scouting report on my addiction. Because if I guard against it, that's the schedule and all this other stuff. Okay. So play defense first to addiction. Yes. And then play offense afterwards. But remember the law of duality. So you got to add in the option to switch up when your dualities try to grow on you. So again, knowing what time to beat it, Michael Jackson style, shout out to Michael Jackson out here, allows you to create, now these are bars right here, allows you to create a cravings schedule. Cravings schedule? Yeah, you got to create a lot of schedules. Watch this. Also, to track the times that the so-called supervillain called addictions sends his minions called cravings to do his dirty work, since cravings work closely with addictions. So again, look at addictions like the supervillain, and you know how the supervillain sends in his minions? Addiction sends cravings in and say, go to work. Go to work, you know. Well, what's cravings? What do you mean cravings? Well, the definition of craving I'm going with is a powerful, mild, a powerful desire for something. Longing, yearning, hankering, hungering, thirst. A powerful desire for something. Cravings is the soldiers for addictions. Addiction is the mob boss, and the cravings is the soldiers. Go out there and make them crave that. Now, okay, addictions, you don't even have to pay me. Here's a litmus test. Now, this is not the only litmus test, but this is one litmus test to know if you have some form of an addiction. Okay? If you stop doing the behavior that you suspect that you are addicted to for 1 week and cravings arise, that means that you have a level of addiction to it. But if you stop and no cravings arise, then you're not addicted. Simple, right? Now, here's an addiction that, again, this is a seed addiction to focus on that tricks you for everything. So another addiction to look out for is the addiction to technology energy. What? Another addiction to look out for is an addiction to technology energy. Y'all ready for this? Since the number one focus of devil energy is to divide, conquer, and rule, watch this. How many people you beefing with? I'm beefing with a lot of people. How many people in your inner circle? I don't trust nobody. How many people you let around you? Nobody. Think about it. We're proud of that, right? But if you say it like this, how many people are you divided from? Since the number one focus of the devil energy is to divide, conquer, and rule, or kill, then if if everybody's divided, means that we could be suffering from an addiction to the devil's division technology. Now, you're going to get a lot of people that's going to say, forget what Jason's talking about. The answers are inside of you. Go inside. Good night, New York. Right? Yeah, I've heard that, right? Have you heard that before? Go inside. The answers are all in you. Check this out. You have to really feel me on this, okay? You ready? Watch this. We are constantly being told to block out the so-called outside forces that come from the inside perspectives of other people we call outside forces. But again, our inside reality is considered an outside reality to another person. So isn't our insides sharing mind and energy with other humans according to our perspectives? Just like our computers are sharing Wi-Fi and energy with other computers, laptops, and cell phones, according to your device's intelligence. So everyone's so-called inside reality is nothing more than their perspective and interpretation of the current mind, spirit, and energy and information that's currently inside of everyone, only experienced by their different perspectives of it. So we are all only really divided by our perspectives of reality, because we're all borrowing mind, spirit, and energy and looking at it from the inside of us. So I'll tell you, get away from me, outside force. Well, why are you an outside force? Because you're not inside. I'm going inside. Y'all get away from me. Well, what are you going inside of? Well, I'm going inside of my mind, my spirit, and my energy. Well, that's not your mind. Because again, if you go to an old folks home or a so-called retirement home, they say they mind ain't what it used to be. Well, your mind ain't what it used to be because it's not your mind. You're borrowing it. Just like your computer is borrowing Wi-Fi, or, you know, as long as that company keeps paying for it, or as long as you keep paying for it. You see where I'm going with that? They keep paying for it. They're going to keep getting Wi-Fi. You retire, you stop paying for it. Your mind ain't what it used to be. So we're all borrowing mind on the inside of us and thinking we different. Even though we go like this, I was just thinking about you. Whoa, I just said that. Because we're so different. Even though we're all borrowing mind. I'm black. We're all okay, take away your mind. Any race of people, take away their mind. Not saying stuff like that is trying to happen, but race does not mean anything if it doesn't have a mind in it. Right? Or if I'm missing something. So, at the end of the day, whatever race, whatever body you're in, you're borrowing, it's not yours. You're borrowing mind, spirit, and energy. No, this is my energy. Well, some days, do you have low energy? Yeah, because this is not your energy. This is not your energy. You're borrowing it. You have to work your way up to even have it. This is not yours. So at the end of the day, everyone's so-called inside reality is nothing more than their perspective and interpretation of the current mind, spirit, and energy and information that's currently inside of everyone. Only experienced by their different perspectives of it. Like your computer. Everybody's computer is using the internet. Your computer just has a different perspective or a different usage of the internet access. So we are all only really divided. Here we go. Y'all ready? If we're all using this mind, I'm using my black mind. I'm using my white mind. We are all borrowing mind. And only thing that is dividing us is our perspectives of realities. Jason, we talking about addiction, I know. So let's turn that back to addiction. Change your perspective of addiction. Let's talk. The early stages of addiction can start off feeling completely harmless. Oh, ain't nothing gonna happen. Oh, this is gonna be the first and only time I do this. Okay. I know people that can look down on drunk drivers, and they do. I know a lot of people that, you alcoholic. I know people who look down on drunk drivers who have never wrecked a car. But the people who look down on them have wrecked many times. Not being drunk, from being addicted to checking their phones for the latest updates and social media notifications. Nasty alcoholics, drinking and all this stuff. Oh my God, what happened? You don't even have a high blood alcohol level. I just wanted to see how many likes I was going to get on the new picture. Like, I really worked hard for that picture. I went shopping. I've been really working hard to post this one picture on social media. And yeah, I wrecked trying to look at it. But I look down on alcoholics. The perspectives definition. Now check out this perspectives definition and you tell me if that is the only thing that's dividing us or dividing you from a deeper perspective of how to kill your addiction. A particular attitude towards a way of regarding something, a point of view, a position in relation to each other when viewed from a particular point, perspective. We will be definitely having future Sunday bars over the phenomenon of perspective. I promise you that. But here we go. Another way to beat addiction is to connect. Here we go. Y'all ready? Another way to beat addiction is to connect motivation, here we go, to recovery in everything, every day. Motivation to recovery. Why do you want to kick the addiction? What does your motivation to recovery look like? And where is your first step to begin your goal process? Motivation to recovery is the duality. Here we go. Motivation recovery is the duality to motivation for the addiction. Which motivation do you want? Man, I need to do whatever I'm addicted to. I'm motivated. Or motivation to recovery. Both of them are light switches. You can actually turn on the light switch to motivation to recover versus motivation for the addiction. Both are a reality with tangible powers attached. So let's recap. The answer to all addictions, regardless of your addiction, because again, it would take us forever to talk about this addiction, this other addiction, because there's so many of them. So I would like to submit to you that they all emanate from one common source. So if we could get to the common source, we could apply the duality to the current source that is feeding your unwanted addictions. One last time. John 8:31 and 32. Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. Here we go, 32. And ye shall know the truth. Think about it. If you continue in a word, in my word, then ye shall know the truth. Sometimes. Okay, look at your truth looking like. Whatever your continue, whatever the speed of your continue is how you shall know the truth and how free the truth is going to make you. And this has to be continuous. Man, I graduated. Who graduates school? That's the funniest thing on the planet. I graduated school. You're continually learning. But what words are you continuing in? What truths are you continuing in? I ain't free because you're continuing. You're continuing different words. Maybe not. So since duality of truth is falsehood, the duality of falsehood must be continued to be set free from the untruthful strongholds. So you will only be saved by the truth and not what you believe is true. Staying consistent and abiding in universal truths and all truth is the cure for any and all of your addiction. That one word, again, is truth. I will close it here. Thank you for joining me for another Sunday Bars. I'm looking forward to next week. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, y'all.